Tutorials by Andrew Buckle. In this tutorial I'm just going to show you how you can create an abstract design using an image and adjustment layers and the gradient map adjustment. Now got this image here. Obviously I'm not going to create exactly the same, but I'm just going to now go back to the original source material and now select the Marquee Tool. Now what I want is a fairly big selection, so I'm just going to go over most of that image. So just create that selection. Now just go, if obviously you don't want a really small one because you're actually going to possibly scale it or whatever, so it's obviously best to work from a fairly sizable layer at first. So layer, and then a new adjustment layer, and then gradient map. Just right down the bottom there, gradient map. Now obviously what the resulting gradient might obviously vary depending on obviously what you're using in Photoshop. I'm using Photoshop CC 2014, but this can be done also in Photoshop CS6, etc., CS5. Now obviously I could use that one, which I am just going to do, but I go over here and now what I can do, it's just a layer. If you just go over here to the layers palette, you can actually see it as a layer. So edit and transform, and I'm just going to distort it. And like I said, I could scale it as well, I could rotate. So I'm just going to make a just angle that just a little bit. So it just creates an abstract sort of design. I don't want it like squares. We could of course go with squares as well, perfectly reasonable. So just do that. Once you've actually done that, now you can of course just hold the Alt key down with that selected, and then just drag across, and you can see already you've got a fairly abstract in blue, but of course like I say, the gradient you've actually got, the gradient map might vary depending on your selection of gradients. I mean it's a very basic gradient. I'll just quickly go on to that gradient now. So it just brings it up, very basic, so just 2 stops, cancel that, and then just drag that up to the final bit up there. Again, it's still a layer, so you can actually rotate these, you don't have to keep them. I'll just go rotate that one around, move that around. Again, so I'm not scaling a single blue colour, but I'm now just going to go over here and I can change the properties. I've got this properties section up here. If you can't actually see it, it's window and properties. And what you need to do then, you can actually just say change the colours. So you just go to one of those other gradients, one of the other layers. Now I can select another layer. I'm just going to go for there. And just over there, select that. And of course these are all variable. You can actually come back to it at any point and change the gradient, so you don't have to go with this set, you go with a complete different set, and there's still opportunities you can actually add more than those number of layers. Anyway, hope you found this of interest, and of course once you've actually done this, flatten it. Thank you much.